Okay, it's happening. It's happening. Woo! The time is 7:30. I'm in the UK, so the time is 7:30 in the UK. It might be something different wherever you are. But in the UK, it is 7:30, 7:31 at the time of me recording this. And half an hour ago, the official HBO Harry Potter teaser trailer has just dropped. Ladies and gentlemen, oh my God, I've watched it about 10 times already. Bloody hell. Oh my God. Where do I begin? So, the first thing, at the first time of watching it, that struck me was the tone. The tone. So, they could have gone in with your classic, it's Harry Potter, it's a story about magic. They could have gone in with that as some magical story. It sort of becomes that, the trailer. It becomes a bit more that by the end. But the start, it's really grasping the crux of what this is all about. It's about this book, anyway, this series, this season, is about a boy who starts off as a complete loser, bullied by his cousin and his mates. He's got no friends at school. By the end of the book, he's this superstar wizard person with loads of friends who's like incredibly famous. And this trailer at the beginning is absolutely grasping the crux of that. It's completely focusing on something that we really didn't get much of in the films, but we got loads of in the books. It's focusing on the Harry was a loner. He had no friends. He was picked on. He was bullied. He was genuinely living a life of hell. And when the letter came along inviting him to Hogwarts, he saw it as, actually, I've got nothing to lose. Which, don't get me wrong, we got that in the films to a degree, but I mean, this is focusing on it, right? This trailer, we're seeing him at school, Harry Potter at a Muggle high school. I mean, come on. That's a monumentous occasion, but also extremely book accurate, right? In the books, we knew about this. We knew about Harry being bullied at school, Harry getting in trouble with his teachers because he randomly just appeared on the roof or the roof of the high school. Like, we got this side of things in the books, and it's giving us that in the trailer. Come on. Amazing stuff. Honestly, amazing stuff. In fact, look here, there is a scene in this trailer where we can see his cousin, who looks menacing AF, by the way. Bloody hell, he does not look like a friendly fella. We can see him being pinned against the wall and bullied. This is like a gritty BBC drama sort of vibe that we've got going on here, and I'm absolutely here for it. Away with all the magic and the fairies and the elves and the goblins. This is like a gritty 90s high school drama. Look at his auntie cutting his hair, right? Look at the anger in her face as she's cutting his hair. Now, this is like core Harry Potter knowledge. We know that she used to cut his hair and get really annoyed about it because she'd cut Harry's hair and it would grow back because he's a wizard. Look at her telling him there is nothing special about you. I mean, the accuracy to the books, to the actual story that's what they're giving us in this trailer. That is what they are trying to give us. That is what they want us to know as viewers. They want us to know that this is going to be an incredibly book accurate TV series. Now, look at them on the tube. Now, we never got this, I don't think, in the Harry Potter film, but this happened in the books, them two on the tube together. I mean, you can even see that they're on the tube because you can see the map of the underground in the background. Wow. Which brings me neatly to Nick Frost. Oh my gosh, they've treated us to Nick Frost in this trailer. We can see Nick Frost as Hagrid. It is an amazing moment. What I got from watching that was that whilst the Nick Frost Hagrid outfit seems to be very similar to the Robbie Coltrane Hagrid outfit, what I am sensing, and this is literally from 6 seconds of dialogue that we've seen in this trailer, if that, is that the Nick Frost portrayal is its very own unique spin on the character. You know, whatever, is it a more accurate to the book's portrayal than Robbie Coltrane? It doesn't matter. But the point is that it's going to feel very different to the Robbie Coltrane portrayal. And I can sense that. I'm getting that a lot, actually, from this trailer. I'm getting that a lot. I mean, what more can I say? This shot of Hagrid doing what they call snow angels in the ice on the floor. I mean, what else can we say? It's incredible stuff. I mean, look, I can't lie. This is a big moment. We've been literally everyone, well, I have, and a lot of other people have been talking about this show for the best part of 2 years. And here we are, watching the trailer. And I've not even mentioned the biggest part yet. This show's going to come out at Christmas. What? Oh my God. Christmas 2026, it says at the end of this trailer. I don't really know what to make of this because we've been led to believe that this show is going to be coming out in spring, maybe March, April 2027. Christmas 2026. Could this be? Is this show going to start in Christmas this year? In a mere 8 months, 9 months, I should say, 9 months. What? I don't know what that means. Does that mean we're going to get just the first episode at Christmas time? And then we're going to have to wait? Surely not. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they've just lied to us. But, I mean, by all means, lie away, HBO. 9 months until this show is coming out. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say. I'm sorry, but there's been a lot of criticism of this show, about the concept of this show, that it's not needed, that it's not necessary, but tell me that after you've watched this trailer. Because this trailer is a completely different story to the films. It's the same, we know it's the same story, but it's a completely different take. And it's a 2-minute, 9-second video. And I can tell you that. We suspected that this might already be the case because of all the leaks and releases and photos that sort of indicated that this was going to be incredibly book accurate to the point that it would start, I thought, after several seasons to feel like a completely different story to the films. But here we are, watching the trailer for the first season, and it already feels like a completely different story. It's a different tone. The films are amazing, but this is a different tone. It's a different perspective, you know? It's a completely different point of view. And I don't know how I know that, because it has been 2 minutes and 9 seconds of a trailer. But that's what I'm getting. That really is what I'm getting. I mean, look at Draco Malfoy and his mates and his cronies. From this trailer, it seems like this show is going to be more down to earth, more real, and more believable than potentially what we got in the films. But generally, I mean, it's a more down to earth, realistic take on the books, on the story. The reason I'm saying that is look at the first half of this trailer where it's all Muggle. It's Harry in a Muggle school, Harry on the tube, on the London Underground, Harry getting his hair cut, you know, Harry being picked on at school. It's all just Muggle stuff. And then come to the second half of the trailer, Hogwarts. There's a big focus on Quidditch. I don't think we're actually seeing anyone flying, but it kind of seems like there's a big focus on Quidditch, which is amazing, and I'll come back to that. Less magical. It's hard to explain what I mean, but it feels less magical than what you might think it should be. I've always kind of thought that the books were kind of less magical than, at the very least, the first 2 films, if that makes sense. The first 2 films were super magical, and that was awesome. But this kind of just feels a bit more real. It kind of feels like what you'd expect it to really be like. And something else I've got to mention is For a trailer about a show about a magical school, there's very little magic that we're seeing in this trailer. In fact, do we even see Harry cast a spell? It's hard to tell, but maybe? I'm actually not sure. We see Snape cast a spell. We see Dumbledore holding his wand. I'm not really sure that we're really seeing much at all in the way of magic, which is interesting, which is very interesting and very telling. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a bit buzzing. I'm a little bit buzzing about this. I didn't know that this trailer was coming until yesterday, if that. And B, I was under the impression that this show wouldn't drop until a good year from now, probably. And we've been told it might be dropping in 9 months. And then C, I sort of hoped that it was going to be like this. I sort of hoped that it was going to be incredibly book accurate. And that, it couldn't be any more book accurate from this trailer. It's like they've done it scene for scene from the books. That's kind of what this show seems like it's going to be, which is what it should be. That's what we were told it was going to be. But, this non-magic feeling that I'm getting, as in, no, it's magical. It's a school about wizards and witches, but it's not, unless, they might have just been selective in what they've put in the trailer. But equally, the fact that they've chosen to put less magical stuff in the trailer kind of indicates to me that the show might be taking a slightly more non-magical take on everything, which I actually really like. That actually makes me more excited. I don't know. I love the magic, of course. That's a bunch of what it's all about. But I've always loved the interactions between Ron, Harry and Hermione, the everydayness. That's always been my favourite part of these books. It's the everydayness of life at Hogwarts. It's why the final book is really one of my least favourite books, because we get very little of the sort of everyday life. I like the everydayness. I like the interactions with the teachers. I like the lessons at the school. That's the stuff that I really enjoy. And this trailer is giving me that. It's giving me everyday, a bit gritty, down to earth, real, like a perspective of what life would really be like. And that's kind of what we need, because that's something that we really didn't get in the films at all, which I understand. They were limited in time. But with more time, I hope that we can get more of the, what would life be like to actually be a student at Hogwarts? And speaking of which, the Quidditch. We got an Instagram photo of the actor that's playing Harry sort of walking into a Quidditch pitch or something, which kind of says it all about what they want this show to appear like. And then we've got this trailer. We've got multiple scenes, I think, of Harry. We can see Ron and Hermione cheering in the stands, presumably watching Harry play. We can see Harry walking onto the pitch, looking absolutely terrified. Harry walking off the pitch in his number 7 Quidditch robes. The attention to detail is incredible, but the focus on Quidditch, I think, can only ever be a good thing, because that's, again, something that was missed from a lot of the films. We got a bit of Quidditch here and there, but we didn't get to see every match. We didn't get to see 2-3 matches a season. We didn't really get ourselves engrossed in the points of it all, in the leaderboard, in the way that we did in the books. And if they're going to focus more on Quidditch in the show, then that's only ever going to be a good thing. What else? I'm just my mind's all over the place with this. It's amazing. I'm in awe, to be honest. We saw a very brief glimpse of Dumbledore, Snape and McGonagall, all of whom look absolutely amazing. We can't really say much more about it because we haven't seen much more, but from what we saw, it looks amazing. From what we saw of Hagrid, he looks absolutely brilliant. Hagrid looks amazing. The brief dialogue we heard from Nick Frost sounds amazing. He sounds nothing like Robbie Coltrane's Hagrid, which is brilliant and exactly the way it should be. I mean, we see a bit of Mrs. Weasley hugging Ron before he gets on the train, and boy oh boy does it feel different to Julie Walters, which again is exactly the way it should be. I've already said this before, but the mere casting of Catherine Parkinson as Molly Weasley, it just felt so different to Julie Walters. I mean, it looks different. It feels so different. The vibe feels completely different. And that kind of comes across in the trailer. I mean, just because, I don't know, it just feels so different. And that's so good. I just can't get over the first half, the Harry at school. I'm going to stop repeating myself, but it feels so real. It almost feels mundane at the beginning. It almost feels boring. It almost feels like it's just this show about this kid who's got a crap life. Like, that's just not how you expect Harry Potter to be. But that is the very nature of these stories, you know. He's just some ordinary kid who's treated like crap in the Muggle world, and then he stumbles into this wizarding world where he's some celebrity. And that is the sort of dichotomy of all of these stories, really. I mean, look at Aunt Petunia, played by Belle Powley, who looks amazing and so 90s, by the way. Look at her just screaming in his face, there is nothing special about you. Oh, brilliant. I mean, one other final thing I have to mention is how amazing does Garrick Ollivander seem in this trailer? I mean, as we already know, Anton Lesser is going to be playing Garrick Ollivander, and it's almost a shame that he's playing such a small role in this show, because he's an absolute legend of an actor, and the exact sort of someone that you would really want to be involved in a project like this. He's got a starring role in this trailer, and he seems amazing. I mean, you just look at him and you're like, yeah, of course he's playing Ollivander. Of course he's in this show. It's exactly the way it should be. And this trailer was exactly the way it should be. And it sort of, for me, it silences any doubts that I had in my mind that this show was necessary and that I am excited for it. It silenced any doubts, and I really didn't have a lot of doubts, but I'm so excited. And maybe we've only got 9 months to wait, which is amazing and unexpected. Wow. I mean, I've got nothing else to say. What an amazing trailer. I cannot wait for this show. What does this mean? Is it going to be coming out at Christmas? Who knows? Anyway, join me next time. And if you enjoyed this video, drop it a like and subscribe to the channel for more.